Welcome. This is a developer playthrough of the Doors of Trithias. I'm here in version 0.2.16. Let's get into it. Maybe I can... I'm hoping we can't beat the whole game. Not enough time to do that, really. It takes, depending how fast you are, probably more than 10 hours. But I give a good go at the first dungeon, maybe another dungeon after that, show some of my approach, maybe talk about some of the recent changes. We'll see what we bump into. But our first decision here is to select a background. And this is going to really dictate how we play the game, especially early on. How it works with the background is that each of them typically guide you into a certain path. So these first two backgrounds, you can think of the Squire's Apprentice as, well, how we designed it hopefully is a little bit easier to play, less decisions. And that's a melee class. You're going to be doing melee combat. Mercenary Fighter is also melee combat, but more offensive. Then we have our Rogue class, starting with an athletic skill. In my opinion, the Rogues are a little harder to play. You definitely have to think about positioning more. Getting hit is quite punishing, so you have to be prepared to suddenly take a lot of damage. Where if you've built up a lot of armor and you're playing a heavy armor character, that damage is going to trickle in. Versus a rogue, you take one big hit, you fail to dodge, you have to be able to deal with that. You have to be able to jump out, you have to conserve your resources. Requires some more thought, in my opinion, but very rewarding. Hunter, that's ranged weaponry. Again, requires careful positioning. Ranged weapons, in my opinion, might still need some more balance. They're very difficult early on. They have a accuracy debuff. That's because they were too powerful, but we might have gone overboard. We'll see. If you do go this background, you get Hunter's Instinct, which is plus accuracy. So that will help. Brawler. This class is not really telling you what weapons or what playstyle, but letting you choose and giving you a very difficult start because you've got minus movement speed. But you do get 3 physical traits, which gives you some options for sure. You can build up a lot of health. Traveler, building your own background basically. You have a lot of choices. Main drawback is, well, you're going to get bad shop prices, which might not be a big deal depending on how much you're going to buy things and how much you rely on shops. Chef is a specialized background, specializing in cooking. And cooking's a great skill to have early on. If you're going to go heavily cooking, this is a great background, especially to save the scraps, where you're going to be not using ingredients as much. You'll level up cooking faster. In the future, I could imagine more specialized backgrounds like this. Maybe a alchemist. Starts with major in alchemy. But hey, I've been talking about the characters for a while now. Let's pick. As for me, I typically prefer the melee classes when I'm playing. I find it's easier going. Just to beat everything over the head and not have to, and build up a lot of army, get bulky, not worry about making a single punishing mistake. But hey, let's mix things up. Let's go Street Urchin today, and let's see how I do. So Street Urchin, we don't get to pick a skill. We just start with athletics. And now comes our trait selection. So we get 2 speed traits here. This is the only background with 2 speed traits. Let's look at these. Repeat attack chance. That's the chance if we do an attack, we get a free extra. Pretty cool. Faster attacks. Now this can be really good if you're using fast weapons, which makes sense with the rogue. I might honestly go with that. Dodge chance. Tenacity is nice for not wounds, but for slows, as it says, silences, knockbacks, and stuns, which I consider tenacity more late game. You see, especially when you get to the final boss, they have a lot more silencing and that kind of thing. This is a new perk we just added, Trap Reflexes. 40% chance if you step on a trap, it won't trigger. But since, I'm confident I will never step on a trap, I will not pick that. I think I'm going to go with, I like the faster basic attacks, and I like the dodge. 6% dodge, that just sounds juicy. And I'm going to go here with accuracy. Now, for our combat trait, accuracy is not the best all-round stat throughout the game, to be honest. Because as you level your weapon, you're gaining accuracy. In late game, you're not going to need that accuracy anymore. But early game is where it's going to be especially difficult, especially as a rogue. We don't have a lot of armor. And that accuracy is going to help us kill opponents in the starter dungeon much quicker. Versus if you are very confident with your start, you could consider plus damage to crit or plus crit chance. And those late game are going to do a lot of damage. Or we could have done something hilarious like cripple chance, which would slow down our opponents. Actually, this might be really fun. We cripple them, and then we can run away. You know what? I'm going to go cripple chance. I think this is going to be funny. Hit, cripple, run. We could go bleed. So we hit them, hoping to get a cripple and a bleed. And then we run away, they can't catch us, and they'll just bleed out. Let's try that. And I will, of course, go with my online alias, Sinesso, and let's get into the game. Okay. Here we are. Let's look at what our loot rolled. We've got a shiv. Perfect. Attack speed 140. That's very fast. Converting to game ticks, that's 60 ticks of time. So hopefully that's not too confusing, but how it works is when we attack, we're going to basically pass 60 ticks of time. And most enemies need 100 ticks before they get to move and attack. 100's average. So we get almost 2 attacks for every time they attack. And let's go Peasant Vest. Very nice. This is a great starting item. Worker Gloves. We got 13 physical resist. We've got some extra accuracy there in the Worker Gloves. Extra dodge chance. This is actually really nice starting loot. Let's take a look at our skills here. Athletics is our major, so that gave us 2 lessons, sprint and jump. Nice, the 2 biggest abilities we want here. And that is, also here is our rogue ability, +% dodge. So we're going to have lots of options going into this first dungeon. We've got this Rogue's Gambit, which gives us dodge. We've got the sprint toggle, which, yes, uses a lot of energy, but can get us out of combat. And we've got a jump, 35 energy. And we've looted these chests. Now, the first decision when you are entering the starter dungeon, as it exists right now, is you don't even have to go in. You can decide to leave and just go to town. As typically you would want to get some starting loot, though. We've got health bread that can heal us. We can heal a potion. We can heal a poison. We've got a tea. We've got some bandages. We're okay to go in here. So to me, it doesn't make sense not to go in this dungeon. But if you wanted, you could try to sell some of your starter items. You could leave. The game's not making you go through this first dungeon. And yeah, let's get into it. So what are we thinking about here? Well, we are looking for, first of all, we really want to fill our slots. Because this is wasted stats, basically. So we're looking for a helmet. We're looking for boots. We're looking for offhand, something offhand. We're looking to stay alive here, get some XP, get some daggers abilities. That's our main goal, stay alive here. You can notice this door is already open. That's something we put in where doors can actually, when you enter a dungeon, some percentage of them will stay open, or will start open, and that can lead to the enemies wandering and even fighting each other in some cases. What I'm going to do here is I want to use my Rogue's Gambit. So I'm going to first step back 1. Very common in roguelikes to utilize the doors heavily. In these early dungeons especially, you're able to... I mean, there's doors everywhere, so you can always camp behind the doors. You're fighting one opponent at once. Pretty basic strategy there. And with a Rogue's Gambit active, let's just take a look at our dodge. That gives us 31% dodge. So that's pretty dang good, honestly. And if we go to our character, here's all the traits we picked. We've got lower max health. We're going to have to be careful with our health. But we do have plus movement speed, the crippling attacks, faster attacks, and dodge chance. What is our final attack speed here? What is our final attack speed? 154. That's really good. So that means we're almost double speed thanks to that extra trait bonus. Pretty nice. Looks like we got a bleed there. I'm going to press space. Oh, he's very quick there. He moved and attacked. The thing to remember, especially if you're struggling early game, is you don't need to rush. You don't need to rush. Like, when you're not doing anything, the game is not doing anything either. That's the benefit of turn-based games. And you have all the time to think about what you're doing. The next thing you really want to do is watch your health. You could feel like you're doing really well, but your health is slowly going down. You got to keep watching it. Really important before you go in a room. Like, why not eat? Why not heal up a bit? Let's eat one of our breads. I'm just going to hold space, pass some turns, get healed up here. Let's see what's in this room. We've got one gremlin there. Anything else? I think we're good. And I'll just wait for him to be 1 tile away. Then I use my Rogue's Gambit, get that dodge. And Dagger's level 2. Very nice. And as we level up Daggers, we're going to be getting plus 2% damage. Which you might think, like, we're hitting 6s there. What does 0.2 damage mean? Like, why? How do you get 2 point damage? How the game actually works is, you can see here, minimum damage 6.2. You can have point decimals of damage. And what it does is a weighted round. So actually, if you say the output of your roll, of your hit, is like 6.1, that 0.1 gets a dice roll. A 10% chance to become a 7, and a 90% chance to roll down and become a 6. So those decimals actually do matter, and they will weight your damage. Can go up or lower. I don't know, hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, just know that percent damage actually does have an effect, even on low damage weapons. So even plus like 1% damage is still good, even if you're only hitting 6. Let's just take care of this guy, and we are in here a kitchen. Kitchens are really nice. You are guaranteed, I believe, 2 of them in the starter dungeon. Get you some starting food. And we have discovered a skill, cooking. Taking a look at this stove here gave us discovered cooking. Now we can't start leveling cooking yet. What happens is we discover the skill, goes into this bucket, and then when we sleep, our discovered skills can become known skills. And that'll be a choice once we have a level. Not a lot in this kitchen, honestly. Normally you would get some more cabinets. Sometimes it's not the luckiest roll, only 1 barrel. That definitely happens. And I'm just like, I die so much in this game. I now have some habits. Like, before I go through a door, I check my health. Am I going to die when I open this door? 71, I think we're okay. And we're early on, you're super relying on your starting abilities. For us, this is this Rogue's Gambit. See that? We want him getting misses on us. And we want to make sure we're fighting 1 opponent at a time. Look at that. We got to bleed. So technically, we're very fast. If we were in a tough situation, we could run away, and he would start bleeding. He would bleed out. Although we don't get XP for bleeds. Which, honestly, we could... oh, cripple. We got a cripple. Nice. So if I run away, you can see that he's so slow because of the cripple. And that can give me enough time, for example, to use my Rogue's Gambit again. Gives me some more dodge and less likely to take damage. You can see how fast I'm hitting this guy. Those iguanas, they do hit pretty quick. They move slow, but they attack fast. And they like their fruit, so you get a little bit of food with them, which is nice. I'm going to use my natural healing here. So I'm just holding space. And the cost of doing this, even though I have no food active, is you will get hungry quickly. But we've got some food here. We're okay to hold space. Let's keep going. And there's been no need yet for me to sprint or jump. If I get into trouble, I can use this sprint if I need to get away. Make sure I leave some energy. Or jump if I'm in a bad spot as well. It can be very useful. Right now, a lot of these, this early dungeon, it's a lot of one-on-one. We don't have such a need for it. One thing I am aware of, though, is the shiv does break fast. So we have to be aware we don't get into trouble if our weapon breaks. The rat got a crit on a 3. Okay, nice. Finally, some of our first armor items we've picked here. Bucket helmet. Yes, it has some negative stats. It's going to hurt our dodge, but 1 protection. Really good early on. Protection removes, straight up removes 1 damage from every hit. And if enemies are hitting like only 2 to 3, that's a lot. Later on, when enemies are can hit like a 20, it's not much. But right now, yeah, we'll take the minus dodge for sure. Typically, you want something in all your slots. So even if it's not the best, like peasant shoes, still good. 3% physical resist, I'll take it. Smithing mitts. Oh, we do have worker gloves. Is this an upgrade? Holding Alt to compare. Plus 3% physical resist. We do lose some accuracy. Huh. We get burn and fire with the smithing mitts. Not a huge need early on. I don't know if the 5% difference in accuracy is worth actually the physical resist. I'm going to leave on our worker gloves. This is a nice room to get. This is like a weapon room, weapon supply room. Let's take a look. Splitting axe. I'm enjoying the shiv. It's just so fast. So This splitting axe is also a pretty good weapon. And we have nothing in our offhand, so why not switch to a two-handed? Well, I think leveling up, I'd rather keep leveling up daggers for now. But I will put this crooked crossbow in my alternate slot. And we don't have any arrows, so if we find some arrows, we can use that. Peasant cap? Let's take a look here. We lose our protection, but the dodge. What's better? See, here's getting close. It's this one's a tough call. This one's a tough call. I think. And this is what I want, honestly, is to be humming and hawing at items. That's when I know it's in a good spot. If it was obvious which item to take, well, then it's maybe too easy. And here now, we've got a rock thrower in this room, and we don't want to be taking free damage. Let's actually move back one here. See if we can take care of this rat first. There we go. Now he can't see us, that rock thrower. Eat a bread, pass a few turns. And what we can do, actually, is go here, and then heal, and then potentially, I was thinking jump in. I guess that's still, he still does potentially get a turn on us, but that's like, that didn't really help us, honestly. And these guys can be so annoying. They will back off if you are right in their face, and we get leveled up. Nice. Which that means we can sleep now and spend our wisdom. And that's one of the things you really want to be doing early game, is thinking about your build and what skills you're going to go into and how you're going to stay alive. Our options are, we could go into the new skill survival. I guess we would first have to discover it, which is harder to discover. We could also choose cooking, which we've discovered. We could choose quarter mastery, which lets us buff our gear, lets us get XP faster because we can get XP from repairing and salvaging. Lets us store more items. Nice, getting some abilities here. Well, this is going to be more common. Let's put this over here. Let's put this over here. Let's put our common abilities over there. Yeah, quarter mastery would be an option for us. Survival, chivalry. I love chivalry. It gives us the defensive toggle. We take less damage. Maybe not the best fit for a rogue, honestly. And you can see, look, 3 hits there, and he didn't get to hit me. And that's the power of speed. My trait stacking up with my very fast weapon. So, yeah, it's not a lot of damage, but every single hit, we get a chance to bleed and cripple. And that's the power of fast weapons, is your on-hit effects become a lot better. We found the stairs there to the next level. I'm using E to loot here a lot quicker. Typically, like in the starter dungeon, I'm looting almost everything. I've got lots of inventory, and I can just sell it later on. Oh, almost missed the rat there. Now I've got this option to start using my debilitating slash. Oh, that sucks to miss that. Which is going to reduce their accuracy and critical hit chance, which is really good. A really important ability for melee weapon users, honestly. If you're in the blades skill. Especially when you get to more opponents, like using that effectively and hitting the biggest target often can be really helpful. Just exploring the rest of this place to see if I missed anything. Really want to make sure I get all the loot available. And I'm hungry. And, you know, honestly, I could sleep here, depending on what I want to do. I could use this new point. You know what, I'm going to do that, even though... So if we wanted to go into quarter mastery, for example, I would have to discover it first. But I think I'm going to put some more points into athletics. And I'm thinking to do a no cooking build. And a lot of players think you have to do cooking. They think it's like impossible unless you have tons of food. I would like to show that you actually don't always need cooking. Cooking's a good skill, but you can do it without. Maybe we'll go into alchemy once I discover alchemy. No alchemist bench here. But I'm fine with athletics because every point in athletics is making us faster. So we're going to get really fast attacks. We're going to get really fast movement speed. And there you can look. +6 movement speed already from our athletics. Offhand would be nice. Maybe a parrying dagger. All right, we got some iguanas in here. Ooh, a trap. Looks like they avoided the trap. I don't think they should. Actually, that actually looks like because how it works is traps. If the entity placed the trap, they will not walk on it, and if they do, it should trigger. So those iguanas might actually have a status effect they shouldn't, which is I believe it's called light-footed, which means you don't trigger traps. Rats have that, for example. So the rats scurrying about aren't constantly triggering everything. Looks like these guys. Looks like definitely they should be, though. They should be triggering that trap. No way around it. That's a bug. Okay. Taking some damage here. Now, what I should have done is use my Rogue's Gambit. So I've got some energy to spare. I'm going to jump away. Am I going to jump away? Yes, I am. I'm going to create some space. Use this doorway. There we go. Now I've got an extra turn. Boom. Still have 5 energy left. Oh, no, I did miscalculate. I am exhausted. I thought I wouldn't be. If you start your turn with 0 energy, you become exhausted. Not the best, but I guess we still have our plus 12% dodge, which is nice. There, we got him. And we're okay. We have picked up some food. Do a heal here. Heal up a bit. I have died a lot just testing and playing the game by just getting too complacent and just blitzing through things, and I don't even notice my health. It's so important to heal up and manage your food well. And okay, here we go. There I used my Rogue's Gambit. Got a cripple. Cripple's really nice, because if I back off, I've got all the time. I can fall back to this door here. And that is part of strategy, actually, I would say, is having a backup spot in mind. Okay, this is gone in 5 turns, so we're still okay. If I step forward here, debilitate him, start smacking him. Nice. One thing I didn't mention, actually, I should show this. Options, I'm on game speed 1.5. For new players, I really recommend 1.0. It speeds up everything in the game, the faster game speed. So, like, even animations, like flickering fires and stuff, everything's faster. That might be changed at some point. But it is nice if you played a bunch and you just... Especially if you play the start of the game, you want to get through it quicker. It can be really nice. Here we have a scorpion. Scorpions have a cool effect. They're going to reduce my view distance and make it more expensive for me to attack. We will drain our energy very quick. They're not... So those effects are more deadly, I would say, when you're fighting them in a group. But alone, running of energy is not that bad. It's when you're desperate to have that energy that becomes a real problem. And it's something I've really tried to do with the enemies in here is give them effects that by themselves aren't always so dangerous, but in combinations can become more dangerous. And our Shiv is damaged, so that gets damaged really quick. We're doing very low damage. It's halved. Let's see if we can repair that here. So I will check repair, cloth, scrap metal. We have neither of those. Can we salvage and get that? Oh, it's showing our Shiv. This looks not right, unless we have another Shiv. Oh, we have another Shiv. Nice. Perfect. We'll just have that Shiv as our main Shiv, and then our backup. And we do have some bolts now, so I noticed as well. So why not get a crossbow loaded? Start getting a bit of XP. There we go. Get a free hit, back off, then swap back. Use our, I should use our Rogue's Gambit. Debilitate him. Boom. That's working very well. He barely hit us. We got our free hit in with the crossbow. We got our debilitate in. We got our extra dodge. So that I would say is like a clean fight. Oh crap! I didn't even load. Why didn't I load? Give him a free hit, little rat. Oof, we got hit by a trap. Not paying attention. And that's one of the drawbacks of going fast speed is you're moving so quick you can't respond to traps. So we're immobilized and crippled. And we don't have a splint. Oof. Let's go bandage. Let's go, do we care about a splint early on? I guess we can't make a splint. We don't have medicine. We do not have medicine, but healing that wound, just discovered it. Okay, so the problem is we are crippled, which slows us down. We're rogue. Movement speed's really important for our positioning, creating space. And we do not have a splint to heal it, and we can't make one. And that can be a real challenge early on. I think we'll live, though. I mean, that's part of the game, is dealing with our challenges. Oh, I gotta be careful. I almost hit another one. And let's make sure I heal up. We'll go carrots. If I was going to cooking, I might be more concerned with keeping some of these resources to make sure to use them to cook later on. But since I don't plan on going cooking, we'll just use all our carrots. And we found the main chest, which is great. And this might change. This first chest can change, at least for me, how I'm going to approach the game if I find, because you can get some high-level items in here. And this, for example, Brutal Bastard Sword, is a really good item. Man, this makes me almost want to consider... Oh, and splints. Nice. Really nice. Oh, and a glove upgrade. This is great. And a rare potion ingredient. Recipe. This sword is so much better than our shiv. I might just switch. I think I'm going to switch to swords. Yes, I wanted to go speedy. Cripple bleed style. But this sword, 15 to 22. I mean, it's so... Yeah, it's a little slower, but look at that damage plus crit. Oh, we don't have enough skill to use it effectively. We do. So if we go to our masteries, this blades counts towards the Brutal Bastard Sword because this is a blade. But... And this sword does, so we add them together. 2 plus 1 is 3 total skill with this weapon. You can see there, it says sword, two-handed / blade. You add those two to find your skill. And this requires 5 skill, and we've got 3. With the daggers to compare, we've got 6. And what this means is we've got less damage and accuracy. I'm going to use it anyways. This is just too good. We just got to get a couple levels, and we're good. I'll reload this. Boom, 16. Look at that damage. We are encumbered. So, what do I not want? I don't need this shield. I don't need... Oh, we definitely want to equip our gloves. I guess I will drop... I'm not doing cooking. Do I really care about flour? Only weighs 1.4. What's weighing me down? Oh, and our splint, of course. Boom. Very nice. Let's go. This honestly weighs a lot. 5. That's the big thing. What I'm going to do, I was going to drop these. We'll pick them up when we leave. We'll drop some of this. And we can always come back and get them and then sell them in town. This sword is just so good. Okay, we are poisoned. That's fine. And here's an alchemist shelf. And we got 2 alchemist room. We got 2 of these shelves, which is great. We got a ton of ingredients there. So I think for a secondary skill, let's go into alchemy. And there we go. Now alchemy is discovered. We discover it by taking a look at the alchemist bench. And when we level up next, which we are so close to a level, we'll have that option. Hey there, little rat. And there's our level. Pretty clean starter dungeon clear, I'd say. I've definitely had some way worse. Oh, a few more rooms. Let's get all these done. We definitely want that XP in those items. Let's see what's in here. Wow, a lot in this bedroom chest. Even a hearty stew. Great. Some more bolts. Little scorpion. Sure, I'll take some XP, buddy. Get that swords level. Now our inept is not even as bad because we're better with the sword. We're learning. Boom. Like, this sword is so good. Like, we got a higher tier, very high tier weapon. Like, this is quite a lucky roll. I almost don't want this because I'd love to show a harder playthrough in this developer playthrough, because you might not, when you're playing, find such a high level item. But I would tell you, if you find something really powerful early on, be willing to switch. You don't have to stick with the same thing the whole game. It's good to be versatile. And yes, we're encumbered right now. That's okay, because encumbrance really messes with our speed and our energy, but we're not fighting right now. Just panning around. Panning was added this last update. I mean, does it really make sense? Like, how are we panning? Like, are we leaving our body and then, like, zooming around? I don't know. But it was very requested feature, so I thought, why not? Okay, let's leave. I'm going to press escape. That's B. Or we could also access it from this action menu. And the first thing you want to look for is a town, as you do not want to starve while you're moving. And thankfully we started with a large town. This is the largest city. Very lucky start for us. Sometimes you only get a little hamlet with a few shops. But this city, size large. A large and bustling city with plenty of shops, training halls, taverns, and all manner of scummy establishments ready to take your hard-earned gold. Well, first we need to get some gold. All right, let's have a look here. We've got a market, a food store, inn to store our items, bakery. I'm looking for the general store, archery store, botanist, or yeah, I believe this is, yes, apothecary. He sells the medicinal items. Nice. Okay. This is one problem doing playthroughs and Let's Plays, is you can spend a lot of time in a town min-maxing, checking for good prices, buying and selling. Yeah, this guy sells potions. I don't want to spend forever here looking at shop menus, but if you want to do the absolute best, you can totally do that and get the maximum value. Where is our... I'm actually confused. We should have a general store somewhere. Did we not get a general store? I mean, this is a large... Oh, okay, there we go. This is a big town. This guy sells leather clothes. So we're rogue. I would love to have that item. That's expensive. Very expensive. Meat. It looks like there's another store up here. Basically, you can follow the path, and there it is. Here's our general store. What do you have to trade? Let's get rid of... we don't need our arrows. There's some nice gold. Our shiv. Don't need our splitting axe. 104 bucks. Pretty good. We're not going to go shields. Don't need all those torches. I'll keep one. Maybe we'll go into a cave later. Don't need that. There we go. Nice bit of starting gold. Flour, no thank you. We're not cooking, we don't need oil. And that's one way to help deal with inventory. So it's a common complaint, is you really have to manage your inventory, but partly that's because people want to level on everything. We're not going to do everything at once, so we're not going to do cooking. You can have a recipe. If I wanted to make more money, I could get better prices at some of the other towns with these items, but I don't have a need to do that right now. And... what we are looking for here is, does he have any armor upgrades for us? Mercenary jacket would be very nice to have. 388, well, quite enough. Padded coat would be an upgrade. Maybe, I don't know if it's quite worth, is it worth 69 bucks for this? What am I getting? I'm getting an extra 2% physical resist and bleed resist, but I'm losing my dodge. Man, not a huge upgrade, very small. This is going to remove my dodge. Let's just leave it at that. So what's our weight at? What I'm going to do is, if we're going alchemy, I should level up. And then we'll see if I can make any potions by buying ingredients. And this is what I mean. You can spend a lot of time in a town, depending what your goals are. Let's go... nothing in the chest yet. Let's sleep. All right, we sleep, we get our dream, and let's unlock alchemy. Nice. Bubble Buddy, alchemy unlocked. Go to our skills, alchemy. So this first lesson lets us make 2 potions. Let's take a look at those. We need spider fangs. We haven't come across any spiders yet, so we don't have spider fangs. We can make a recovery serum. Nice. Oh yes, I can't make it there, obviously. I have to go to the shelf. Or the cooking station, I should say. The brewing station. There, we made our first potion. And we even leveled up alchemy. Awesome. Did we get anything? No. Next lesson at 49 levels. So a lot of alchemy is getting the recipes is the big part of that. And also picking ingredients. If we look at our potions again. I suppose I could pick up some flowers on the way. Maybe what I'll do then is we will go here. We will buy some restoring vials so we stay alive. Except we will get some food and we'll store our alchemy ingredients. Who's going to give us the best price on food? Let's try this meat shop here. We'll get roasted haunch, mutton morsels, and is that enough food? Yeah, it's pretty good. And I think that's one way players really struggle is they don't actually buy any items. They're saving all their gold for like a big item. But early game, you've got to try to stay alive. And it's going to be worth it to just spend your money, get what you need in case you run into trouble. And here I'm just putting my alchemy ingredients because I can't make anything extra yet. And I don't want to be too bogged down with weight. And I think we're ready now for the next dungeon before I don't starve to death. And yeah, so I've got, these are in case I run into trouble. I can drink a restoring vial. And I've got a good amount of food. 5 mutton morsels, some roasted haunch, some bread. And I didn't need cooking. I just needed to spend a little bit of money. I think we are good to go. Our biggest vulnerability is in case we lose, our weapon becomes damaged. I wonder, I forget what it takes to repair a brittle bastard sword. I think it's definitely scrap metal. I think maybe 2 scrap metal and 1 or 2 leather. For that reason, maybe we'll keep our leather and close that. And let's head to town, or let's head to a dungeon now. This, by the way, this is the faction overlay. I'm looking at these colors here. Shows who controls a territory. You can turn that on and off. We are looking for a new dungeon. This is where we came from. We're going to explore. These are forts. They can be quite tough early on to take. We're going to look for a dungeon. We're probably going to get hungry soon. Nice. So this is a low-level dungeon. Another low-level fort here. We'll go into that. Difficulty rating 2. We can definitely handle this. Or I hope we can. Lots of loot. The bolts will be nice, although we do have a good amount already. And it's good that we found a workbench here where if our weapon gets damaged, we can come back to there. And let's keep going. See, so what I want to do here is I'm getting pummeled by this rock thrower. I back off, and I can get some free hits on this while the rock thrower comes up, and then I step back here, and I'm able to only take a few free hits from him. And look at that hit, 24. Big hit. Another little rat. We're doing so much damage with this sword. Wow, all the rats picked one room. Hi there, fellas. What I'm looking for here is armor upgrades. I want to level up more to get stronger so I can fight the higher level dungeons. I'm not doing reading this playthrough. Reading can be really good. It gets you tons of XP in various skills, but there's a cost because you're not leveling up your combat skills. So early on, it can make you weaker, but late game can be very useful. And here we have a bloodworm. Let's fight him. Because I know I have bandages. Oh, I didn't even kill him. Oh, we'll use our bandage. I will look for valuables. And this is where I often die as I start to get complacent. Look at my health getting really low. No reason not to use my food. Heal up. Oh, there's the danger of holding space. Good thing I'm very fast. And this sword is just wrecking. Just wrecking. Ah, as I say that, I hit a trap. Let's go. Man. That's a lot of damage. We're still wearing a bucket helmet. An armor upgrade would be great. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm not doing good with the traps. And like I said, that's one of the biggest risks early on. And then that's our last bandage, so we're gonna have to eat through this. There we go. Oh my gosh. I'm getting destroyed here. Do I have another splint? Oh my gosh, I don't. Maybe we have to go, with how bad I am with the traps, I think I need to go medicine. Oof. What I'm doing is I'm trying to eat through this bleed. As long as you have more than 50 health, which I don't, you have an increased chance for a bleed to heal itself. There's like a kind of a secret little tip there, where the bleed natural heal rate changes based on your health. And the idea is if you're really healthy, you can kind of scratch off a bleed. But if you're about to die, well, a bleed is a lot more dangerous. Wow. I'm going to lose this playthrough to traps. This is so many. All right, I got to slow down. I'm getting a little cocky. We're going to slow down. We're going to slow down. Okay, let's go a little slower. Let's take our time. Take our time. We are crippled now. Let's heal up. Let's not die. Let's not. We do have dealing faint, which is nice. Do I have time to reload this? No, I don't. So we'll dueling faint forward for the dodge. Now there's another guy in there I did not see, so I'll now just use this chance to back off and use my Rogue's Gambit. Very strong combo. Now I can dueling faint and go forward on this guy. And he got an extra, you see he got a move and then attack in, and that's because of my cripple. I'm moving very slow, and that means I'm taking more damage. Using the holding space trick for some health here. As the game develops, this will become less possible because some quests will have time limits. And you're passing time. Like if we look at the character sheet, day 6, hour 6, you're passing time when you're holding space. And you might fail your quest because you're sitting around too much. But I can also imagine random events that if you're standing there, maybe something appears. Maybe something comes and says, well, we'll see once it's in the game, but I would love to have some special events that respond to what you're doing. That'd be amazing. And so this is a small dungeon. It's similar to the starter dungeon. As we get to the larger dungeon, we will get hallways. Oh, 32, very nice. Let's back off here. And I am trying to, like, energy is a resource, so I am really trying to use my energy. I probably could have sprinted there for some extra. Oh, and we're overweight. Yeah, these shields are so heavy. I'm going to leave them here. I'm going to leave this heavy maul, so heavy. I'm going to let's load our crossbow up. And let's check this big loot chest. Ooh, mercenary gloves. Great drop. Great drop. We could sell that. It's a cheap item. Let's check. Look at that. 6% physical resist. Beautiful. Excuse me. Okay, let's go to the next level. So this is a small dungeon. The gremlins infested this castle, and it doesn't have a boss because they don't put their gremlin boss man. He doesn't hide out in the small castles. We'll need to go to a big castle if we want to fight the gremlin boss, which is our long-term goal. It's how you beat the game. You need to defeat each of the faction bosses, and there's currently 3. Ooh, and here we are at, this was added this update, a new event floor. Event floors are in between the normal floors. There's a bunch of different special, smaller types of room layouts that can happen. Okay, so let's just go forward here. We have a bunch of mages zapping me. And this new spell as well, Voice of Strial. This is new. Strial will become, I should say, well, I don't want to spoil it, but it'll have increasing importance as more content is added to the game. I'll just read the description. A numinous voice inflicts your mind, leaving you weakened and confused. How could gremlins gain access to such otherworldly magic? And all these mages zapping me out here. Let's keep going forward. And it looks like we triggered a gremlin something here. Gremlins have called in reinforcements, so these guys definitely noticed me. They're calling in help. Let's keep going here. I can't kill them. I guess I could use my crossbow. And here comes some gremlin in reinforcements. And thank goodness I have athletics. This is the power of a rogue. I don't have to fight. The danger here would be fighting all these guys being surrounded, and, well, these mages are pummeling me. What I can do is I'm going to wait for them to move up more, and I can use my jump, and I'm going to get the heck out of here. I do not want to fight you all at once. Much nicer. Much nicer. And I do have to be careful here. Now, if there wasn't so many gremlins, I would back off, create space, and then use that to eat some food. Since I can't do that without getting surrounded, they'll all swarm through if I back off. I'm going to, I think it makes sense to eat now. 18 health over the next few turns. Because I am not sure if I will survive this, and I don't want to use my restoring vial unless I have to. So let's eat a roasted haunch for the bonus damage. Let's eat again. We do have our dodge. Now we have 10% damage. We are getting debuffed by this mollify, so I guess it made sense to spend those mollify turns eating. So then we do attack. We only have less attacks with the minus damage. And now we can just wreck with our big brutal bastard sword. Look at that, 32 damage. Yes, they did bleed us. Do we need to deal with that? No, I'm going to keep fighting here. Wow, the mage saw me through the door. It's a long distance. Beautiful. Beautiful. We wrecked those dudes. The power of athletics. Or you can imagine if we were a slower knight build, we'd have to stand and fight there. Of course, we would have protection. Let's keep moving. The main thing to gain here is XP, and we don't. There'll be plenty more XP to gain, but there's no loot in there. That's more an ambush. We don't need to kill everybody. I will, however, heal up before I go down. Oh man, okay. We don't have a bandage. This bleed actually could kill us. So we could use our restoring vials here, honestly. I will use them just to make this bleed heal. There we go, bleed healed. So what I was doing there was getting higher health. The higher health you are, the higher chance a bleed will naturally heal. And it's still pretty low, but we lucked out. We lucked out. With the high health buff, it was apparently was enough. I mean, you could still bleed out there even with high health, but much less likely. And I'm very happy I chose to buy those potions in town. I'm feeling pretty strong here, even with my cripple wound. Armory rooms are always nice. You can get some pretty good gear from an armory. even gear to sell. So we're on a deeper floor now. The generation has changed. We have a hallway here. These larger floors will actually develop with hallways. I think this is the lowest floor, since this is a small dungeon or a small castle. These gremlins have taken over. The castle itself only has usually 3 floors, I believe. Wow, I'm getting outplayed right here for sure. And what I should have done was use sprint. Let's go. We're ready to level up, honestly. I think medicine might be really nice to have. We can make splints. Or I could have bought some. I had gold in town. I should have bought some more medicine. Probably would have been smart. And I don't know what I'm doing running around here like this. I will use my jump. That's what I'm gonna do. There we go. Much nicer. Splint. Perfect. This is supposed to be like the apothecary room, the healing room. This eventually will have art. It'll be like a blood table where they're doing operations. And you get a high chance of medicine in the chest in the cupboard in those rooms. And a first aid kit is a very lucky roll. This item is super good. Heals all wounds. That's actually a rare loot. Very nice to have that. Kitchen. Let's stock up on food. We are getting close to our max inventory. Something to think about. What I might do is drop some items near this stairs. If we decide when we're ready to leave, we can pick them up and sell them, and we're not lugging it all around the dungeon. And the main thing we're looking for here is a bed. Well, you know what? I could honestly leave. We don't have to defeat the whole floor. We've got some okay loot. Okay, that was not smart. That was not smart. And sell what we have and then go to a higher level dungeon. Because I would like the challenge of let's go to a difficult dungeon. And sell what we have. And can I leave from now? Okay, there's enemies nearby. Can I leave from here? Okay, so not easy to leave. Then we have to walk through this kill room if I want to leave. I wonder if I could just jump over there and wreck everybody. I want to try. I mean, I have to use a lot. Okay, let's heal up. Let's heal up. Let's just let's drop our loot again. We don't want to be overweight. Let's poison our sword. Sure, why not? There we go. Poison with rogue's toxin. Nice. Nice. Let's replace our food with a damage buff. And let's just blitz into here. Because why not? You know what? We don't have to kill these guys, but I kind of want to try. I'm going to try. And then jump. Oh, of course, we can't jump. We can't jump. It's too far. Okay. They know what they're doing in their gladiator-style arena here. And I am getting wrecked. You know what? This is a bad idea. I'm sprinting out. I'm getting out of here. Goodbye, gremlins. I'm sprinting. I'm had enough of you. Take a recovery serum, get our energy up, and we are gonna run out of here. So I'm sprinting with a crippled leg, but it's still slightly faster. And now we are out of there. And we made it out. Okay, how long is this? I think we're approaching an hour. That's probably a good amount of time. Maybe I'll break this into 2 videos. And the next video, I will be selling off my loot, trying to get some better items, and trying the higher level dungeon. See if we can get a little closer to beating the game. This has been a developer playthrough. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.